The United Nations Special Rapporteur on the Right to Food recently completed an 11-day mission, and her report exposes the dire state of the economy. The country is facing acute food insecurity. There has been blatant politicization of aid and deprivation for those perceived to be opposition supporters. Almost 8 million Zimbabweans will need food and other aid until March 2020. Discrimination in the distribution of food and other aid contributed 30.1% of the violations recorded in November. On 7 November, in Ward 11, Rushinga district, about 9 ZANU-PF activists deprived 35 villages of fertilizer and maize seed from the presidential input scheme. Some of the culprits traded the inputs for goats, while others were seen transporting the inputs at night. It takes just one individual to make a conscious decision to break the cycle of corruption and discrimination, as recorded in Berengwa East. On 1 November, a village head and a ZANU-PF supporter refused a widowed MDC supporter her share of the presidential farming inputs. A councillor was then consulted and cautioned the village head, stating that the inputs program was not selective and that depriving someone of their aid is illegal, leading to the widow later receiving her allocation. The shrinking democratic space in the Second Republic is evidenced by the increasingly intolerant environment in the country. On 6 November, police halted an Apex Council demonstration, even though civil servants had obtained permission to demonstrate. Notably, 3 amalgamated Rural Teachers Union of Zimbabwe members were assaulted and manhandled. On 20 November, police assaulted approximately 60 people who had gathered outside Morgan Tsvangirai House to listen to Advocate Nelson Chamisa's Hope of the Nation address. 50 to 80 anti-riot police officers descended on party supporters with baton sticks and fired tear gas canisters. Many people, including a 10-month-old child, were assaulted and sustained serious physical injuries. On 5 November, during recruitment at the Chireya District Development Fund base camp, anyone who wanted to be hired was asked to bring a reference letter from their village, indicating that they were members of the ZANU-PF party. Known opposition members were told to be clean first, inferring that they should defect to the ruling party. Among others, ZPP calls for the country's leadership to engage in an inclusive dialogue for a speedy resolution to the crisis that is bedeviling the country. If you're concerned about acts of violence in your community, Zimbabwe Peace Project encourages you to get in touch.